DevOps Scalability, What Brings DevOps at Scale, with Alban Kornilov, who is a management consultant in Capgemini Invent and also part of the Digital Factory, and DevOps has many years of DevOps expertise. So over to you, Alban, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Katrina, and thanks a lot to all the DASA team for this event and what they bring all around in this term of transformation. So I'm Alban Kornilov, as it was said. I'm a managing consultant in Capgemini Invent in France. I've been working on DevOps with different public sector actors like RATP, like SNCF. It may not talk to everyone, but mostly big institution in France, mostly about transport. And I'm here to talk to you about the DevOps at scale and what is DevOps at scale and how we transform and build the process, the people around DevOps and what it can bring for the company. So mostly usually when we begin to talk about DevOps, we were talking about adapting it to all the application product service, which were mostly cloud native. When we talk today about the transformation about DevOps, and we talk about DevOps at scale, it's not only the DevOps native, the cloud native applications that you have to check, but it's your full ecosystem. It's all from your mainframe to your React or web application, how you will be able to implement DevOps. And when we talk about DevOps at scale transformation, it's always about two parts. It's a question of technology. So how you will fully automatize your process, which can be integration, which can be the deployment, the testing, the security, which has to be on it. And not only for your new app. You can always, even on legacy, manage to have also automatization of process to win time and go further in terms of quality, security, and management of your infrastructure. There is a question of process because there's not one DevOps. When we talk about DevOps at scale in a company, there is multiple maturity level compared to the type of application. You will not manage your process the same way while you are talking about legacy in mainframe. You don't always need to have a DevOps person in your product team directly, but you will have, because you will not need to do delivery every on demand. You will have longer cycles, but you can still have automatization. You will still have the need to work in a DevOps way, but with a lower maturity needed than when you are with cloud native apps. But when you build your process and you build your way of delivering, you still have to think as any product as a product, which can be legacy and which can be cloud native. On all these parts, you will have to create your models on your maturity level to be able to scale up your delivery, whichever the kind of application it is. And there's also the people part. How you manage to install your DevOps competencies. It's not only a question about knowing the methodology, the safe model on Earth. DevOps is a question of continuous improvement inside a structure. I will see by an academy, by example, but it's also an individual way of also thinking for every role that you will have in a squad. And that's also what you have to change in your organization. Every person in a DevOps at scale organization has also its turn to put to the house and to transform the view to always work together and break silos. And it's from these three perspectives that then you will really be able to reach the DevOps at scale with continuous improvement, with always the need to think business impact and how the action that I will do as a tester, as a product owner, as a developer, as a DevOps engineer will have an impact on the business of my company and the impact I will do. So when we talk about DevOps at scale, it's not only specific IT activity, not a modular and simplistic. It's not a simplistic process. You have to find the right models for all your product typologies. And compared to legacy, cloud native, cloud ready, you will have different process, different organization, but which should match and work together. If we can go on the next slide. So mostly it's a small scheme, and we will go a bit on each part. And as we saw, the technology part, the process part, the people part, and then the business value which bring. In terms of technology, today what we can see in different sectors is that you have different efforts for different tool chain, different departments. When you talk about DevOps at scale, the goal is to have one standardized tool chain as a product, which will live through the alignment that you will have with your different business units, with the need in terms of technology, with the need in terms of acceleration. You will have your evolution of your roadmap compared to your product version management and stuff like that. But it's also how you will integrate the new technology which are needed for your different business. One tool chain, one software factory where you can have actually multiple process inside, but for all your system to automatize legacy, to go further in DevOps for cloud ready and cloud native. As I was saying previously, the goal is to automatize most of the task to win time for on quality and security. You have different toolings like checkmarks and Arcube for quality and security, which are important to go further in terms of qualities that you will bring through technologies. And when we talk about technology, usually you will have a squad which will be in charge of your software factory, which will manage your software factory and enhance it. What we did put in different companies like SNCF, for example, is to go further than that on how you create the communities and you use also your product team to be able to help develop it, because they have their own needs, they have their own knowledge, and it's how you will collaborate between everyone on these typologies of project. What we usually see is because technology was actually one of the first drivers for most of our clients in terms of development of DevOps, and it was mostly built and created to based on a squad without taking into account the different teams. So the goal when you do a product is also to go see your client, you go see your customer, go see the user, which will have the experience and onboard them on it, and work with them to develop the product to be better. If we go on the process part, on the process, as I was saying, the question is about the maturity models. All product typology will not manage the legacy, the cloud ready, the cloud native in the same way, because they have their different time to market deployment frequency needs. They have their different expectations. And so you will have to work differently on it, while possibly also managing to modernize your legacy, also working it as a product, structuring it to actually go further in your transformation. Through DevOps at scale, at some point, you should actually manage to transform your legacy to be in cloud ready on cloud native format. You have to break silos between organization. We found an organization in the bank sector, for example, which actually had its own testing department, which was a huge silo between all the teams, meaning that this team was doing every year only 2 deployment of the whole IT system to ensure that everything was correct. So you don't have the same possibilities of elasticity and of reactivity on your different products. You need to go from on-demand to trimestral if needed for legacy, for example, deployment. And then there is a question of end-to-end responsibility on product delivery, and it's one of the base of the DevOps. You build it, you run it. That has to be integrated for most of the system and mostly all the systems. Say the team in charge of the build has to actually manage the bug and manage the SLA of the solution, and that's where you will have a value model compared to your process, which will be able to give guarantees to your business. And then we have the people part. So on the people part, you have the question about the roles. So the squad you put in place for legacy, cloud ready, and cloud native should integrate all the roles that you need to have this you build it, you run it mentality. So for the team to be autonomous and be able to deliver the product. You have a question of strong community to integrate. So community between practice, community between products, because the goal is to be able to exchange and have continuous improvement. In terms of continuous improvement, you can also base yourself on DevOps Academy, and a lot of different partners that we have actually begin to build DevOps Academy or do partnership on it to actually increase in terms of to continuously upskill and also manage to retain their talent because they want to learn and go further on it. And DevOps is, as I was saying, a question of community and group, how you upskill yourself inside the organization, but also something which is personal, or each one can go in further development to go further in his DevOps transformation in its impact on business. And on the impact on business, when you have all of it, if we can put the last one, that's where you will ensure that the product you give is in adequation to your end user and you bring added value because it's agile and DevOps and you go further in what your clients need. You have the question of reducing your product delivery and evolution time frame. It's your time to market. The more agile you will be in your infrastructure management, in your teams managing the product directly, the best reaction you will have compared to your business. And then you have your the quality and security standard and also the reliability of your solution and how to actually bring way more value to your business, which will be as a partner, you will ensure that the application and their service are always up and running as they want them to be. And to finish about it, it's also what the DASA actually recognize for their awards. And that's not only the business value, it's not only the end, it's not the beginning, it's all the journey through it. So with DevOps transformation and congratulations to the companies which run it, it's all the deep transformation on all DevOps aspects. It's as much on different clients and how they can be accompanied, so company plus accompaniment to go further in this transformation and so all the way. You have the question of exemplary leadership, which will be the second award. It's a transformation like this can't be done with leaders with touch the transformation, which are recognized for the visions that they want to do and which operationalize it, which is the most important to go forward in this transformation. A good sponsorship is a need. Then you have the business impact to go further in your value-driven mindset. We saw it, DevOps at Scale is about the business value you can bring. And that's the mindset which should drive all this transformation. And then the DevOps community, which can be internal, which can be external, and DASA is the proof of an external DevOps cultural radiation, which has a huge impact. We are all together from different companies, being able to discuss from the same topic and trying to learn from each other. And this is important as much inside your company to progress and how you actually also discuss with others and go further in your transformation. So thanks you a lot, DASA, for this event and the work which has been done. So let's push together DevOps further. Thank you very much.